Morning folks, Lester here, and it has been 24 hours since I did my clean water challenge, drinking out of the same troughs that my animals drink from, and I am happy to announce that I am still alive and well, and I feel fine. The salmonella, the coccidia, the smallpox, and everything else that I'd been warned that I may get, well, it's not kicked in yet. So I'm happy to announce that I'm alive and well and doing wonderful. Now, I will also say that I did talk to Ellie and Megan, and I says, whatever y'all do, do not drink from your duck and your geese water. And I'll go ahead and tell y'all that I don't mind admitting that there are some water troughs that I would never put my mouth on. And ducks and geese are the absolute dirtiest animals they don't look that way from the outside, but man, their habits of woo-wee, because they not only drink from that water, they not only bathe from that water, but they pretty much do everything in that water. So I says, Ellie, if y'all are gonna do it, then y'all find a different water trough. Do it from the pig water. Even the pigs, y'all, are cleaner. They keep a cleaner water trough than what those ducks and geese do. So anyway, I'm alive and well. I'm feeling pretty good actually. So good for me, and thank God. Get some fingers crossed, y'all. Fingers are crossed. Well, good morning folks. Lester here, hanging out with our sweet Sadie. Good morning, lovely. Good morning. Show me around, show me around, show me around, show me around. And we're going to walk out and have a look-see at all the cows. Well, here's what's interesting this morning. If you notice, we have cows as far away as the far hill, the high hill. I see Tex, and there's several over there with him. We have other cows in this pasture over here. Look how they've kind of on their own all went their separate ways. We have cows as far as the side over here in this pasture. Of course, there's several cows here in the front along the barn. There's Jenny Lane under the tree. That's our tree of life over there. Isn't this crazy? Look at that sunrise. There it comes. There it comes. I know you can't see anything. And then look at all of the steam coming off of our sweet girl here. Oh, I love her. I love this girl. All right. We're going to take the side-by-side and do a little drive around. We've not done it in a while. You guys come with me. Let's go have a up close and personal of all the cows. Let's go. Well, I hated to have to do it, but I've turned the water back onto our pond. This is the trickle that we will sometimes turn on when we see our pond getting low. And this pumps from our well house, which is just right over here. But I want to ask a question, and if you guys can help me out with this one over here. You know that we have found a lot of sediment in our water. Everyone knows that we find a lot of sediment in our water, and we keep thinking that it's because of maybe the depth of the well is pulling it up from the ground. Okay, and that could happen. But I have this theory, and I just want to find out if you guys know if this is possible. Is there any way that this water that comes out of that PVC pipe right there beside our post, it can't be pulling sediment from our pond backwards into our well, can it? And then from our well, taking that sediment inside of our house, where we're finding a lot of sediment in our tub, our toilet water, our sink water, our water troughs. Is that possible? Good morning, Stormy. Guys, I'm going to tell you something, and I don't know how you're going to react to this, but I'm just going to say it. And please bear with me as I say this, and don't judge me on what I'm about to tell you. But I've noticed something about the horses, and I don't even know how to say it. So I'm just going to tell you the way I feel. I don't have a connection to this sweet girl over here. I don't. And even though Jamie loves her, I don't share. We don't have much chemistry, she and I. We don't have any kind of a connection. And even though she's beautiful and she's gentle and she's such a good girl in so many ways, she's been so good for Rita, I don't have a connection to her. So I'm behind her drive line, if you guys know what that means. And I think that you have to let a horse know that you can go behind their drive line and still be okay as long as they trust you. My problem is I have this little spanky stick. Careful there, Stella. Stella, look out. I dangle the spanky stick onto my arm. That's because I like to have it with me just in case I come to the horse pasture and need it. And so I don't know if that scares her or not. Maybe she feels it and it does scare her. But listen, I have no connection to her. None whatsoever. And now, and you might say, well, Lester, it's time to build a bond. It's time that y'all learn to connect, Lester. You got to work on that relationship. Maybe you're right. Because I'm going to tell you the next part of my thing is that I have a stronger connection with Rita. I do. I have a lot stronger connection with Rita, who we all know has been really, really hard to love. Yet I love her to death. Look at Stormy. She's over there drinking from the same spot where that water's coming out of the well. Huh. I do. I have a whole lot better connection and closer, more of a relationship with Rita. Yet we all know that Rita's been really hard on me. Well, even harder on Jamie. So how is that possible? I don't know. But, and then when you talk about Buc-ee's and Voodoo, we've had these guys forever. Y'all know that. Going on 4 or 5 years, I guess. And so we love both of them. But I'm going to say something else that's going to make you real mad. I find Buc-ee's and Voodoo kind of boring. I find them to be very boring, and I hate to say that. But this girl coming over here right now, there's nothing boring about her. She is just, hey, Stella, look out. Baby, you be sweet to Stella. Come here. Come here, love. We're going to love. We're going to love, Rita. Can we just love, you and me? Oh, boy. So I was reading some comments on my video yesterday, and people says, do not look directly into a horse's eyes. You do not look directly into a horse's eyes. I don't know why they say that, but now I don't want to look into her eyes, but I'll put my camera into her eyes. I don't want to do it, though. I'm not going to look at her. I will not look into your eyes, sweetie, okay? Okay? All right, so already I've asked you 2 questions that I need help with. Number 1 question was, is it possible for our well to be somehow pulling water backwards out of our pond and taking that water into our wells, our pumps, our tanks, and then pushing that water into our home and around our property? And I only ask that because we're finding a whole lot of sediment in places where it shouldn't be. More sediment than I've ever noticed before. Question number 2 was, is it normal to have a fondness for one of your animals over others? Is that normal? And in saying so, it's the animal that you think that you would have the least desire to be around that I find myself drawn to. Is that kind of how like some girls are drawn to bad boys? Seriously, some girls are drawn to bad boys. Even though you know it, and everyone tells you you're going to get your heart broke, you're going to hurt you, they're going to use you, yet you just cannot seem to stay away. And now I'm going to ask you one third question. This is going to be tough, y'all, but let me walk over and we'll talk about it together. All right, my third topic of discussion today is going to be talking about the birds, the big birds. Guys, I'm a little bit saddened by the fact that we have to leave Tina enclosed in, well, it's 50 by 50 yards, so 150 feet by 150 foot square pasture. So you can do the math and you know the square footage of this pasture. And in this pasture, half of it is shaded, the other half is sunny for most of the day. There is a loafing shed. She's right here beside Jamie's garden, and she's right here in the yard where we're out and about most of the day, so we spend time with her. But Tina, I don't think this is Tina's best life. Now, granted, she is right next to the other birds, so she can look right over the fence and see the other birds. I can even put the feed troughs in spots where she can actually eat alongside them and with them. But we don't let Tina with the other birds because the males end up running her, trying to, in their mating practices, the males will run her, and she can't run. She has a bad knee. She's like her daddy whacked her, and she has a bad knee, and she can't run, or else she'll be hobbling around for a week. And then we can't put her with the other females because even they will fight. They see her as lame, they see her as the weaker, and they will pick on her, and they will run her. So we are forced to kind of keep her separated in this smaller pasture. Now, does she need lots of space? I don't think so, because she's not actually running. She doesn't want to run. She just wants to lay around. She wants to walk around. But I think that she's bored. The other birds will go for long walks out into the pasture, and they do all kinds of stuff, and she can't. And then I can't put her with the horses in the larger pasture because Stormy's terrified of her, and then Rita runs her. Rita will run her around. So I feel really bad for Tina. And so I've considered and talked about taking her to the sanctuary where she can have all of that flat and open pastures with the goats, Ziggy, Angel, the alpacas, and giving her just more space to walk and graze. But the question about that is that will separate her from the other birds. Even though she's not with them, she's right here alongside them. So I think that she still feels to be a part of the flock or the herd, whatever you call ostriches, groups of ostriches. I don't know if that's flocks or herds. But right now she's still a part of them, even though she's not able to be run around by them. She's not able to be chased by them. So that's something that I've been thinking a lot about. I do not have a question in I have no doubt that Megan and Ali would not give her a wonderful home there at the sanctuary, and she'd be very well taken care of. I just have gone back and forth on separating her from the other birds as far as an actual separation, because she would in fact be the only big bird besides little Ziggy over there. So that is the third thing I would love to talk about in this video. So 3 topics of discussion, and I'm looking forward to all of your comments on all 3. It should be some good reading. I love you, Tina. And I do.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.